Today, we're talking about something that is quite literally all around you. It's the invisible system that gets everything from your phone to your coffee into your hands. We're talking about the global supply chain. And we're going to look at how AI is fixing a problem that costs the global economy an almost unbelievable amount of money. Okay, let's get into it. So let's just start with a number, $1.8 trillion. That is how much value is lost every single year because companies just don't know where their stuff is. Think about that. It's this massive black hole in the global economy, a huge failure of visibility that we all end up paying for, through higher prices and those empty shelves we've all seen. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. For decades, the system that moves all our goods around the planet hasn't been some kind of finely tuned machine. It's been a total mess, chaotic, disconnected. It's been less about precision and planning, and honestly, more about just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. So where does a blind spot that huge, a $1.8 trillion blind spot, even come from? Well, it's not a shortage of ships or trucks or warehouses. No, the problem is way deeper than that. It's all about the data. And here's the thing that's so fascinating. For years, everybody blamed the physical world for delays, but the real culprit? It's the software. These old enterprise resource planning systems, or ERPs, they were designed for a totally different time. They were built for accountants, to track money in a spreadsheet, not for a logistics manager trying to track a container getting tossed around in a storm in the South China Sea. They tell you where something should be, which, as it turns out, is often completely useless. Okay, so this is where everything changes. We are moving away from just trying to document what already happened and finally starting to accurately predict what's going to happen. And that, right there, is the entire promise of AI in the supply chain. You gotta love this analogy. Your old system, it's basically a history book. It's static, it's always looking backwards. But an AI platform, that's more like a living digital brain. It isn't just mapping out what already took place. No, it's constantly running simulations, predicting what will happen, and, crucially, telling you why. So how does this digital brain actually work? Well, it isn't magic, not at all. It's really built on three core capabilities, three pillars that are designed to turn all that messy, real-world data into intelligence you can actually use. So the first pillar is all about one thing, destroying uncertainty. A shipping carrier might give you an ETA, an estimated time of arrival, but let's be honest, it's often a total guess. AI models do something completely different. They're taking in hundreds of real-time data points, everything from satellite weather patterns to the specific delays at a specific port, and they use all that to calculate a truly accurate arrival window. And this is what that actually looks like. You go from a vague, unhelpful next Tuesday to something you can actually build a plan around. A 95% confidence rating that your parts will arrive within a 4-hour window next Thursday? I mean, for a factory floor or a warehouse, that changes absolutely everything. All right, let's move to pillar number 2. And this one answers what is maybe the single most expensive question in all of logistics. Why is my stuff stuck? Because, knowing a delay is great, but knowing the exact reason why, that's when you can actually do something about it. And the difference in speed here is just staggering. The old way is that classic war room scenario, right? You've got people scrambling, making phone calls, desperately trying to figure out what went wrong. The AI way does that entire analysis in the blink of an eye. And just look at the level of detail it gives you. It's not just, oh, there's a customs delay. It's the delay is happening because of a specific cargo manifest misclassification at this specific customs house in Shenzhen, and here's maybe how you can fix it. That's the difference between just seeing something and having real, actionable intelligence. Okay, the third, and you could argue the most powerful pillar of all, is the digital twin. Now, this is not just another dashboard with a map on it. It's a complete, living, virtual copy of your entire global inventory network. We're talking every single box, every pallet, all of it, updated in real time as it moves through the physical world. And once you have this twin, you can do some pretty incredible things. You can predictively reroute inventory that's already on a ship to meet a sudden spike in demand halfway across the world. You can have the system automatically audit itself, flagging problems without a human ever having to look at a clipboard. It's about managing the future value of your stuff, not just staring at its current location. So clearly the technology is powerful, but how does a company actually get it? Well, there are basically 3 main roads an enterprise can take to get this new level of supply chain visibility. Let's break them down. Path A is what you might call the safe route. You just go with your current big software provider, like an SAP or an Oracle. The big advantage, of course, is that it integrates pretty seamlessly. It just plugs right in. But the downside is huge. These systems were never built for this kind of work. The AI often feels tacked on, sort of bolted onto a system that was fundamentally designed for accountants, not for modern logistics. It really struggles with all that messy real-world data, which is the essential fuel for any good prediction. Path B is the build-it-yourself approach. You get a super powerful platform, like Palantir, and then you have your own team of engineers build everything custom. This gives you incredible control, total flexibility, but, and this is a big but, you fall into what they call the talent trap. You need a world-class and very, very expensive team of data scientists to pull it off. So really, this is an option for the Amazons and the Googles of the world. And that brings us to Path C, the specialists. These are companies that were built from day one to solve this one specific problem. They come ready to go with connections to thousands of carriers and ports already built in. For most companies, this is by far the fastest way to get real results. The main trade-off you have to think about is something called data lock-in. Your supply chain data, which is the lifeblood of your company, now lives inside their platform. All right, let's look ahead for a minute. Because as powerful as all of this visibility is, it's really just the first step. It's a stepping stone to something much, much bigger. We are heading towards a truly autonomous future. And this shows the evolution perfectly. Right now, we're really getting good at step 1, describing reality, and we're moving fast into step 2, predicting it. But the final frontier, the real goal, is step 3, letting the AI not just see a problem coming, but to autonomously solve it, rerouting shipments, rescheduling factory runs, all without a human needing to intervene. So if there's one key takeaway, it's this. Just getting visibility isn't the end game. The real revolution, the thing that's going to change everything, is when the supply chain starts to manage itself, reacting to problems faster and smarter than any human team ever could. So what does this mean for people's jobs? Well, it doesn't mean they disappear. It means they evolve. The role of a human supply chain planner completely shifts. You go from spending your entire day putting out fires to becoming a strategic manager of exceptions. You're now focused on handling the really complex, high-stakes problems that the AI flags for a human review. And that leaves us with this one question. The technology to move from pure guesswork to true prediction and eventually to full autonomy, it's already here. The invisible chains of that old broken system are finally being rewired. The only question left is which companies are ready to make that leap.